Off me. Hey, Grandpa here. Well, we're going to run some of that ground up quartz that we ran through our mini stamp mill. And what I've got here is the old sluice box I used up in North Georgia on the original footage of Grandpa's Gold Show. You probably recognize some of these parts as I pull it apart. That's my grizzly for the sluice box. Let me just set some of this stuff down here. Okay, this is my screen, which holds down my carpeting. You can see the ribbed in that carpeting. That does a nice job when you're out in the creek. And what we break down to is what I've come up with. I converted my sluice box by adding a piece of carpeting. You notice the carpeting here. It's a little bit different than what I ran when I was out in the creek. This is what we're calling our mini beach box. This is for pulling fine gold out of beach sand. I've been picking up beach sand around Florida and I'm trying it. And haven't found a lot of gold, but the machine works, let me tell you. Now what I've got here, I've got that rug. Here, I've got a good old green Scotch-Brite scouring pad. Yeah, what Mama uses for doing the dishes. Snuck this one out of the kitchen before she caught me, because I don't want to spend the money for it. Okay, then I put a few little things in here. This is all designed to route the water. And now I'll show you what my additions were. You can see where I've plumbed my mini sluice box. I've got a pump. This was a $108 pump that I got marked down to $43 at Jimmy Johnson's store. Guess they didn't like the way they work for them. Works fine for Grandpa. Okay? So we plumbed this out. This is an old washing machine hose. I can buy them at the flea market for $1 a piece. They cost like $6 at the hardware store. You plumb it out. I got a valve here to adjust the pressure. Okay? Then we're going to go. We got this little piece of PVC pipe here. Okay? Drill some holes in it. And I got this set up here. No, that's the wrong one. Let's go with the right one. This is the right one. Got a couple different depending upon what I'm running. And this just shoves in here. Okay? Now this is what I made to add on to my sluice box. Making it, got a little grizzly here, accordion screen, some hard plastic here, some pine lumber. And this basically goes on here. And this is designed to run fine sand. Okay, now we're going to show you how this baby cooks up. Sean, if you want to plug in number 1, I'm going to show you what we got going on here. Plug it in and push the button on the top. That'll reset it. And you see how the water, I've seen a lot of this stuff on the beach up in Nome, okay? Those boxes are big and heavy. This is Grandpa style. We let this water soak down into this whole mat. You can see where the grizzly drops it right down onto the, anything fine is going to drop onto that scouring pad we got down there, and that is some very fine, if you look at it, it's miner's moss, man. And it's really cheap, especially if you get it out of the kitchen before the wife catches you. Now I can go and I can run some of this in there, which is shelf liner. You get a roll of this for like 8 feet long for $3 or $4. And then I got this wire that I can lay on top of this when it's in there to make some ripples, because the more effect you can get on your gold, the better your chance of recovery. And that's what we're all about here on Grandpa's Gold Show, recovery. Not that I ever had a problem with it, but I did do it a few in the years past, but there was never a problem. But we're talking recovery in gold. Okay, now we'll just take a scoop of good old beach sand. Let me see. Let's take some of this beach sand here. We're just going to run a little bit. We're going to dump it in. Normally you run it slow. You can let the water wash it out of the scoop. Just let it run slow, because you want it to work through slow. You want it to work through slow. So that's basically what you do in a nutshell. And you can see the nice even action we got, how that sand is clearing out down through the mat. I'll run maybe half a dozen scoops. And then what I'll do, I'll let it run for a half hour, clean this mat out. I'll go and I'll pan out the material that I clean out of the pad, which we call it alias miner's moss, grandpa style, and then the rug. We'll pan that out. And I'll go and I'll pan through this, which is the first catcher. And if you look in here, you've got a hole cut in this wastebasket, and the water runs from there into the 5-gallon bucket. That catches the lighter sand. And then we've got the sand that drops to the bottom of there, and the water comes out here, it recirculates through the panning tub here, and back through the whole system. Pump pumps it back in, and it constantly recirculates. And I did this whole number for probably, we got $40 here. Probably would have been $100 if I wouldn't have got such a good deal. I got maybe $15 in my sluice box. I got $15 in plumbing parts. So we're talking what? 75 bucks? You go online, see what them babies cost you. And I bet when you run enough beach sand, if it's got the gold in it, this is going to pick it up as good as anything out there on the market. And you can make it at home. So I just want you to know it does a nice job. Now, I don't know if you want me to, how are we doing for time?
You're at 6 minutes.
I'm at 6 minutes, so we got 3-4 minutes to go. We can wrap this up, and then you guys can wait a few months for more of the good stuff. Here's my panning area in the shop here. Actually, I call it Grandpa's Treasure Room, alias the screen porch, where I spend most of my life because it keeps the family happy that way. Otherwise, I sit in the house talking about prospecting. It's kind of old for them, never old for Grandpa. This is my panning station. I've got buckets of beach sand here. I've got some stuff I got from North Florida yet in this tub. That was from almost a year ago. Got my magnifying glass, all assorted stuff. Here's my magnetite remover. Made it out of an old car speaker battery, speaker from the radio, and looks pretty good. A little bit of plumbing pipe there. A Glad container. I hope the Glad boys sponsor me, you know, because this is getting kind of pricey. But it's got a battery, a spring from a flashlight inside it that pushes the magnet up. You push it down, the magnetite and heavies, the metallics, pull up against here, you take it out of your pan, and drop it in a safe place. Does a nice job. I junked that car anyway, so it didn't cost me anything for the magnets. Then the last thing I've got here I want to go through quick. Today at the flea market, I picked me up a pump. And you can see the price right on here, what I paid for it. $2, okay? This is for them above ground pools. $2 for this pump. That's a backup because I got me another pump about a month ago that I put on this system. And here's how I did it. I got the pump here. Water level has to be above these pumps. So I punched a hole in the side of a 5-gallon bucket. Then I ran the pipe from here into the pump. From the pump it goes up into, you'll know, recognize my old hardware that I had up in North Georgia. Sean, plug in number 2. Unplug 1, plug in 2, and punch the top button. That's my son Sean running, he's running special effects in the back. Okay, now we make the water. Okay, there you got it. So you see how this pumps. It pumps out of here, goes around, and goes up. Does a nice job. And I'm not sure what the gallons per hour is that it pumps, but I had this running my mini sluice, and it did a pretty respectable job. I just need a little more power, as Tim Allen would say, more power. But that pretty much wraps it up. I used to do it with the thing I got from Jimmy's store. I'm real happy with what I'm doing here. So, until we shoot another episode, you all take care. God bless. I've had so much fun. Keep looking for that yellow gold. Grandpa signing off till next time. God bless you.